Week 10, first game we've got is Ohio State versus Nebraska.
In Lincoln or in Ohio State?
It looks like in Lincoln.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I had the Penn State game confused. I realized when I was watching the predictions last week, I thought they were going to be at Penn State.
Well, you're not the only one who thought Ohio State.
me and James Franklin was confused about where they was playing this week.
Yeah, I think that's, again, I think that's a fair question. Obviously, we're trying to be focused on Illinois and talking about Illinois as much as we possibly can. Obviously tremendous challenge going on the road to the big house.
So Nebraska's interesting, man, because they have showed all season through this hellacious schedule that they have that they have the ability to compete at a high level. They have not shown the ability to finish games. So the question becomes, when? Right? It's seeming a little bit more like if more than when at this point. We're more than halfway through the season now. So does Nebraska finally put it all together and finish? Highly unlikely. However, there's a chance because they're at home and they showed that they can compete with the big boys. So I will say it goes Ohio State's favor. I'll say 28-21 though in another unfortunately close game for Nebraska, another close loss. But I just don't see them being able to. Well, you know what? Let me dial that back a bit, because now that I'm thinking about it, there are some things about Nebraska's offense that they could exploit Ohio State's defense, much like Oregon did. They have a running quarterback. They run RPO. Mm-hmm. The thing that keeps me from getting full on with the Nebraska upset, though, is they don't finish. They don't finish. Yeah. And they haven't finished all year. So, yeah, 28-21, Ohio State.
I think this will be a close one. I don't think it'll be one score close, but I also don't think it's going to be a blowout, obviously. I think this will be a result of Ohio State looking forward on their calendar, unfortunately. Obviously we're looking at teams like Michigan and Michigan State later in the season. So I think that might catch them a little bit, but, like you said, Nebraska can't finish. I think we win this one by 10. I'm probably going to go. We doing scores now? When do we start doing scores?
I don't know, bro.
I'll go 34-24.
Okay.
I think that's what I'll go.
10-point victory.
Yeah. Penn State, Maryland.
Yeah, Penn State. They'll win that one handily, I believe.
Penn State, coming off of 3 losses in a row, are going to look to take all of that frustration out on somebody.
Yeah. It's time. The season is pretty much done for them in terms of postseason aspirations, but it could go from bad to worse.
Could.
Right? So I'd much rather have a 9-3 season as opposed to a 6-6 or a 7-5.
Yeah. And
the difference between those two is how you respond after the postseason aberrations have seemingly gone away. Mm-hmm. Aspirations, excuse me.
Yeah.
Have seemingly gone away. So we'll see. But I think I got Penn State in a big one.
I got Penn State because I think they just have way too many weapons for Maryland. Yeah. On defense and offense. Let's be honest.
41-20.
Nah, I ain't gonna be giving scores all this whole time.
41-20. That's my official. Book it.
Okay. All right. Michigan State versus Purdue. So Michigan State obviously has a little bit of confidence coming off of the win in Michigan.
Let me tell you something, brother. And I heard you was from Cleveland, bro. That's what's up.
Oh.
Shout out. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Look here, man. If you beat us and then go out there and lose to Purdue, you're going to lose a bit of my respect that you just gained on Saturday. Bragging rights aside, don't beat us and then go out there and lose to Purdue. But then again, if you want to, you can, because then that'll kind of even things back out. But I would respect the loss more if you go in and you finish out like the way you're supposed to.
Yeah.
I honestly would. There's just the competitor in me. I don't want. Wisconsin is a little different. It's not a rival. You know what I mean? So if I had to lose to a Michigan State team, I want it to be a good Michigan State team.
Yeah.
I don't want you to go and implode
Right after beating us.
Yeah, so that means when you see Penn State, when you see Ohio State, you show them the same team that you showed us.
For sure.
Yeah, I got Michigan State over Purdue, 35-17.
Okay. I got Michigan State. Iowa versus Northwestern. Northwestern hasn't shown literally anything this season, so it's hard to pick them in anything.
So bad for Pat Fitzgerald and the Cats there. I think they'll endure it, right? He's not in any danger of losing his job, I don't believe, but just a really rough season, man. Iowa should be able to move the ball versus Northwestern. Should. No promises. So if this game is one score game going into the second half, well, then you're going to be looking at some pretty ugly football until probably the fourth quarter. But I think Iowa ends up pulling it out. They have the better athletes. They're having the better season.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take Iowa.
Yeah, I mean, the only team lower than Northwestern in the Big Ten West is Nebraska.
Jesus.
So
they're gonna win in an ugly game. They're gonna win like 17-7. Iowa 17-7.
Okay. Indiana versus Michigan. So another game where somebody's gonna get a chance to take out some frustrations. Michigan's got this one at home. Indiana is still down to third string quarterback?
Yeah. I think we're still at Tuttle.
So
or whoever. I don't know.
You know,
it doesn't matter much because they haven't proven that it matters. So I'm not gonna. I'll probably dig in, this week doing prep, but I'm not really overly concerned with what Indiana has this year. My focus is on Michigan and their focus coming into this week, right? We got hit with a haymaker, right? We got knocked down. So it's just like Tyson Fury say, right? You get knocked down, you get back up, you keep going. You know what I'm saying? You don't lay there on the mat. We got to be zombie-eyed like the Undertaker and rise from the dead and keep going. We have to. It's imperative that we do. Because the narrative on Michigan is that we lose one of these games and the entire season goes down shit. Don't be that team. Do not be that team. You have all your goals in front of you. There's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't be able to run the table and do the things that you want to do in the postseason. So it's still up to them. We'll talk about this, I'm sure, throughout the week. We'll talk about this loss. But Wednesday, let's move on to Indiana.
Yeah.
I feel like it will be a fine-tuned game. Hopefully, their main focus this week is on red zone plays, right? Not just from a player perspective in executing, but from a coordinator perspective in calling the fucking plays. Because Jesus Christ, 3rd and 3, when you know you're gonna go for it on 4th and 3, hey guys, do me a favor and do the shit that you won't stop doing, that everybody tells you to stop doing when you do it, but now you can't seem to do it when you're supposed to do it, which is run the ball between the guards, right up. Just smack it right there, 3 yards. That's all you need. Hassan Haskins, go right there. Just lean forward, and then if he doesn't get it, he does it again on 4th down.
Yeah.
But rub route fade to the corner on 3rd and 3 when you need a score, when you need a touchdown. Red zone play calling, red zone execution, and we should be looking at a blowout. I'm hoping about 50 points on Indiana.
I could see that. I could definitely see that.
Indiana.
If everything goes right, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that'll be a confidence builder for you guys.
Yep. Get us right before I believe we go play Penn State.
That's what I was thinking.
Yep.
Any other thoughts on the week coming up?
Things are getting tight, man. We're going to have our first college football playoff this week.
Yeah.
We'll see how much they value a couple things. How much they value Ohio State's home loss to Oregon. how much they value Michigan's loss to Michigan State, how much they value the performance of Cincinnati so far in their season, in their bid to try to get to a playoff. And then also Oklahoma, I think, has some schedule versus performance problems right now too. So
did you say an Alabama loss to Texas A&M?
Sure. Well, but yes, that is one of the things that they should be considering.
But you think there's a little bit of
foregone
SEC
conclusion
bias as
how
well.
they'll consider it though.
Got it.
Yeah, Alabama won't be below 3. It just
Which
is what it is.
Re-fucking-diculous.
If they're not 2.
It is what it is.
I would not be surprised if them rankings came out this week and Georgia was number 1 and Alabama was number 2.
Well, I sure hope somebody picks up that phone.
Do what?
Because I f***ing called it!
Shouldn't be that way, but, it is what it is.
Hey! Where y'all going? Where y'all going?
Thanks for watching another Back of the Bus Squad episode. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe.
Want to check out another episode related to this? Go ahead and click that video to the left.
And if you want to catch up on some of our other episodes, make sure you click the playlist below.